What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We're once again here with another throwback rebuild here in Madden 25, and today we're throwing it back to the Carson Wentz era in Philadelphia. More specifically, the year they obviously won the Super Bowl, and we all remember what happened. Carson Wentz had a brutal injury towards the end of the season, and he was never the same since. So what if Carson Wentz never got hurt? Do they still go on to win the Super Bowl? How good is he after that? Let's go ahead and do this throwback Eagles rebuild in Madden 25. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. Now, obviously, Carson Wentz was having himself an MVP season that year. So I assume he will still be really good. And he is, 93 Superstar X Factor. If you guys remember, and, as a Commanders fan, I remember Jay Ajayi. Oh my gosh. Forgot about him too. But I remember how good Carson Wentz once was until the injury hit him, and he just really wasn't the same since then. And obviously has been moved around to other teams and hasn't really stuck anywhere either. He's now a backup quarterback in the league. But Zach Ertz was also really special around the time. Nelson Aguilar, I mean, there's the famous quote, from a fan. I forgot exactly how the interview went, but something about Aguilar not having hands and stuff like that. Here is what your defense is looking like, which this all looks really good. So I'm feeling good about this. Jalen Mills, you got Ronnie McLeod, Malcolm Jenkins still here, Jones behind here, Derek Barnett. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and simulate this season, and we're going to see how this goes. I'm pretty sure that Nigel, okay, yeah, because I was about to say, I'm pretty sure this defensive scheme fits what they were doing around then. So we're going to keep it this way. I want to check on, is this Michael Kendrick? Wow, why do I not remember him in Philly? Or is this a different... I don't know. Regardless, we're going to go ahead and submit to the end of your... Is this the Kendricks in Minnesota, or am I tripping? I don't know. Weird, it looks like him. I just don't even remember him in Philly. That's so weird. But all right, let's go ahead and submit to the end of year one. And we'll see how this team does before I obviously start to change anything about this roster. So for the first time, I'm going to stop and talk for a second. I'm thinking of Eric Kendricks, man. That's why. I was like, Eric Kendricks? I don't remember him in Philly, but Michael Kendricks. I don't remember Malcolm Kendricks that much either. That's funny, but it was Eric Kendricks that I was thinking of when I was talking about that, so that's my fault. But let's see if we made the playoffs. So, moment of truth. This is usually how it goes for me, and then I'm just like, okay, we made it, 13-4. Let's go. So, yeah, that's what you'd expect, obviously, out of a Philadelphia team that was good as this back then. We don't secure the bye or anything, but here is your player stats. So, offensively, we're 10th in the NFL, which is nice. And on the defensive side of the football, we were 15th in the NFL. So you had 30 touchdowns and 5 from Carson Wentz. You had 13 touchdowns and 700 from Jay Ajayi, 900 from Zach Ertz, 900 from Jeffrey, 900 from Aguilar, and 700 from Trey Burton. On the defense side of the football, sacks-wise, you had 8 from Brandon Graham, Michael Kendrick was 7.5, 6 from Fletcher Cox, 4 from Derek Barnett, and then 4 from Timmy Jernigan. And interceptions, 4 from Jenkins, 2 from Jalen Mills, and 2 from Jordan Hicks. So again, this team went on to win the Super Bowl this year. So let's go see if we can't do that again as we draw Carolina in round 1, and we'll see if we can defeat them and go to divisional right off rip. So Carson Wentz versus Cam Newton. So let's see how this is about to go. And we have a 0-0 ball game so far. We will go up 3-0. Nice, but they will kick a field goal, and we will... No, I thought you were about to score right there. We don't. They score the first touchdown of the game. We return it, though. 10-10. They're going to get good field position out of this. Okay, Carson Wentz, this is a legacy drive for you. Please go score a touchdown. And he does. That's it. So 17-13 win over the Panthers. That was a very clutch drive out of Carson Wentz. And now we're moving on to the divisional. So the Super Bowl repeat is still alive. And now for divisional weekend as we welcome in Stafford and the Lions. So Carson Wentz versus Matthew Stafford in the divisional round, back at the link again, and they will go up 7-0. And we have no response yet until now, 7-7. Okay, we get the ball with a minute left, but I think we threw a brutal interception and allows the Lions to get back in it. Or I guess take the lead. They were still in it. And we will tie it 14-14. Okay. So despite the interception, we still have a chance to win the game. From our own 7, does Carson Wentz have a clutch drive in him again? We get an interception from Ronnie McLeod. I honestly think that was the biggest interception we could have possibly gotten because that puts us right in field goal range. What an absolute debacle from Matthew Stafford throwing a pick to us with a tied game, and we could take this to overtime. Man, that's crazy. So we're going to settle for this field goal. And I'm not going to allow the kicker to miss it or whatever. So we'll call our timeout with 2 seconds. But we are headed to the NFC Championship as long as we make this field goal in the first season. So that's great. So again, we're almost on the path to destiny. So let's see if we can complete it. So we'll kick this field goal up, and they will ice us. Okay, so obviously Dan Campbell, I don't think was the coach yet. The ice is not working, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not complaining. So just like, or maybe Elliott can be iced. I don't know. But regardless, 17-14 victory, and we're headed to the NFC Championship. So we're on the road to the repeat prophecy. That was the word I was looking for. So let's see if we can complete it in the NFC Championship game. And now we get to play the Los Angeles Rams. This one's interesting because obviously Jared Goff and Carson Wentz from the same exact draft class. And the Rams also went 16-1. So this is not going to be an easy one. So let's see how this is about to go. So we will have bad field position, and they get good field position after that. And now we tie it up 7-7. They will go down 14-7. So we're going to have to score some points in this one. And thankfully, we're driving on them to this point. And we didn't score there. Okay. So we're from our own 10. Need a touchdown here, Mr. Wentz. And we may not get anything going. And we're going to lose in the NFC Championship game. So we will not win the Super Bowl this time around, as the Rams were just too good for us. So that is disappointing ultimately. Obviously, would have loved to have won the Super Bowl again, this time with Wentz starting. But wasn't meant to be. So let's get to the offseason and continue to build this roster. We're going to this offseason with about $104 million in cap space as the Chargers won the Super Bowl. Shout out to the Chargers getting their first Super Bowl ever. So, Jay Ajayi, I mean, he's a fifth-year option, he's a 90 overall, so I do think it probably makes sense to keep him. Same thing with Alshon Jeffrey. Before there was A.J. Brown, there was Alshon Jeffrey, so welcome. Trey Burton, Dylan Gordon, and then I think that's it. So, do I re-sign Trey Burton? I mean, sure, it looks like he was kind of involved on the offense, so he says free agency is better for him. That's fine, too. All right, so we're not losing a ton in free agency. We're losing Trey Burton. That's our best player to, I guess, to lose. But all right, let's see what we got going on here. So $83 million in cap space. Legendary cut. It's not a storybook inning for Jarrell Freeman. He was cut today by the Bears. Okay. Interesting. All right, let's take a look at this lineup. So as far as weapons are concerned, I do think we probably ideally get another offensive line, or sorry, another wide receiver for Carson Wentz going forward. That'd be great. But Garrett Blount, forgot about him as well. But yeah, another offensive receiver would be great, even though I keep wanting to say offensive lineman. Jason Peters, I think, retired on us, unfortunately. So Vitae is going to step up in that role. Defensively, we got everything looking good over here. So Sidney Jones was a rookie, and he's now a superstar dev. Barnett, star dev. So maybe we could use another middle linebacker. But overall, this is looking good. But I guess we need to just kind of take a look at what free agency is looking like before we do anything else. Only 2 offers in free agency for us. Not a whole lot going on here. But we're going to go for Greg Robinson and Marcus Gilchrist. Nothing too crazy. If Greg Robinson doesn't come here, that's fine too. And he doesn't, which is whatever. So we're going to let this money roll over, I guess. And I'll just see y'all in the draft with everything else that needs to be addressed. Because unfortunately, the free agency class, per usual. So I think the most ideal thing for us in this draft is walking away with a wide receiver and a middle linebacker. Those are the 2 main positions I feel like we personally need. Saquon goes to the Giants all over again, so that's full circle. It would be funny if he fell to us because obviously he ended up in Philly eventually, but a man can dream. So we have Rosen, Kerryon Johnson, Sonny Michel, Jesse Bates. That's pretty interesting. Nwosu, Dante Pettis, and then we got Connor Williams, Dallas Scott. I mean, we could bring in Dallas Goedert again. There are some good pass rushers on the board, but mainly looking for a middle linebacker or a wide receiver. So let's go take a look at guess what wide receiver options we have, if there is any good ones. There is Sutton and there's Richie James, but Sutton definitely stands out from the rest for sure. Do I want to draft him round 3 or round 1? I don't know. So we'll have to take a look maybe at our other options. What about middle linebackers? We have Andre Smith, Mike McCray. Nothing of the sorts that intrigues me at all. But I will say, I mean, there's like Jesse Bates on the board. So we go BPA or do we draft the need? I think you always try to go best player available for sure. Also just saw Nick Chubb in here too. Man, I am tempted, but Landry sounds fun. We could go Sutton to get that receiver we need. We can go Nick Chubb, play behind Jay Ajayi for another year. And there's even Mark Andrews down here, but we don't need tight end with Zach Ertz, obviously. So I think I'm going to ultimately land on taking... I don't want to... I mean, do we really need Jesse Bates, though? It's just really good value at this point, obviously, round 1. Jesse Bates, BPA, I think I'm going to do it. So we're going to take Jesse Bates round 1. He's going to be 44 in true value, number 29, 91 speed. It'll be interesting, you know, how early he gets on the field, but it was just too good a value to pass up. So I'm hoping Sutton falls to us in round 2 because I do think that's who I would take, but I don't know if we got that lucky or not. So Pettis, Chark, and yeah, so I'm assuming he's not on the board anymore. I don't see his name here in round 2, but we'll have to see. So we have Arden Key, No Boom, Sam Hubbard, Oliver. Is Sutton still available? I highly doubt it if I had to guess. He is more than likely gone. He is gone. So if I wanted him, I would have had to draft him last time, which does suck, but it is what it is. I mean, Sutton was okay. He's nothing like special. But all right, we have Arden Key. So I would not mind drafting another pass rusher for sure. Lorenzo Carter. So I do think I'd like the idea of taking Arden Key here, though. We could play him down, and then we could also, well, his speed being poor, but he's still a good player nonetheless. So I'm going to bring in Arden Key here. 158 in true value, drafted 61, hidden dev though, so we'll probably leave him as a depth piece, and then in round 3 we'll try to nail this one. Looks like we went early round 3, which we probably shouldn't have. I mean, who knows? Maybe the Eagles had an extra pick back then. Never. I'm not going to research it. So Justin Reed, we already got a free safety, so I don't want to double down at free safety, but there is some good ones still available. Note Boom, Armstrong. I mean, Armstrong's another guy that could just be really nice depth for this team. So I do think I'm going to take Dorrance Armstrong out of Kansas. So we didn't get exactly the needs we were looking for. Oh my gosh, what a bad pick. Okay, with that, I'm going to let the assistant GM take care of the rest. But Armstrong is a solid player in real life. Okay, so I'm going to let the assistant GM take care of that other third rounder. And we did not address the 2 positions that I wanted to address, but it is what it is. Maybe at the trade deadline, we can trade for a wide receiver. We get to open up the season against the New York Giants, but let's go ahead and take a look at the lineup going into year number 2. Things didn't change all that much, but again, I am very tempted or very interested in trading for another weapon at the deadline if we can. Defensively, we got Arden Key, and then Jesse Bates is kind of buried right now, but eventually we'll get on the field, I hope. So we could throw him at slot corner right away to get him out there, so I do kind of like that idea. That way he plays this year. We'll throw him in there. Deadline, we're definitely stopping for a wide receiver. We can't go in with just Alshon Jeffrey, which is great, but Al Galore as our second wide receiver, I'd prefer to upgrade from that. So I will see you guys at the deadline. Hopefully we're a good team. We can justify trading our first round pick for somebody's wide receiver to bring in here. The one thing I will say about trading away our draft pick here, there is some damn good receivers coming in this 2019 draft class, but still, I am tempted by trying to acquire a wide receiver. And D-Hop eventually got traded from Houston. I don't remember exactly what year it was, but I'm going to come in with the 23rd overall pick. Now, obviously, he's a 99 overall, so I don't really know how close this is really going to be. So D-Hop for our first and maybe our first next year. So this is like 26-year-old in his prime, and that's not even going to be close. So we're not quite there. So let's remove this first rounder. So D-Hop was an intriguing idea, but going to be very hard to pull off. There's Stephon Diggs in Minnesota. Be fun. AJ Green definitely had my attention as well. Obviously, 6'4" guy opposite of Alshon Jeffrey. That sounds like a ton of fun. So I'm going to offer it. Let's see what the Bengals say to this. And they are close to accepting it. Did I do my first and my second next year for AJ Green? No, not quite. I bet if I did both my first, we can get AJ Green. So do we want to draft like AJ Brown or Deebo Samuel this offseason? Or would we rather trade for wide receiver now to give us a chance to get a Super Bowl? That is the question. I'm tempted by wanting to grab AJ Green. Man. You know what? I changed my mind. We are going to just settle on what we have right now. Maybe we can make some kind of like some simple trade. Maybe we won't go for anybody like too good. But if I could trade my second for somebody, I'd be cool with that. So we're not going to trade our first because I'd like to land one of those receivers in the draft if I can. Let's say we traded for not Baldwin. Maybe, I mean, would the Steelers give me Juju Smith? I mean, he's 21 years old, so I doubt it. That'd be fun. Will Fuller. We just need a simple Thielen, Kendall Wright. Probably not realistic or going to be tough to pull off. John Ross, who is very fast. I kind of like the idea of maybe getting John Ross. I mean, he was super quick. Obviously, never really worked out in the league, but that could change maybe with Wentz. Used to have a big arm to throw to his receivers downfield. Could I trade my third rounder for John Ross? This seems like an overpay, but no, that's not going to be quite there. So you know what? We're just settled with what we have. But in this draft, I promise you, we will absolutely be drafting one of those receivers that comes up in this draft class. But unfortunately, nothing we could do at the deadline. That was a waste of time. So at the end of the season, we still finish up at 12-5 and secure the bye. So that is fantastic. So we do get to go in the playoffs with not having to play in Wild Card Weekend. And we get to play the Panthers again, who we beat earlier. So let's go see if we can punch our ticket into that NFC Championship game again. So Cam Newton once again in CMC versus Carson Wentz and what we got going on over here. So hopefully we don't lose in round, or I mean, I guess this is the second round technically in the divisional, but so far our offense can't seem to score, and that is where the wide receiver problem may be the issue right now. But man, are we really going to put up a 0? There we go. There we go. Okay, we get a big stop from Gilchrist, and we will go up 14-10. So we just need some points there at the end. They do take it right back, though, so we need another clutch drive out of Carson Wentz. Will we get it? And we tie it. Okay, we're in overtime. They will go down and score. We need to match it, and we will, but they're going to win because I didn't jump in and go for a 2, or they didn't go for a 2, which I would have loved to have seen them do. But we lose in divisional, which is quite obviously disappointing, but we could go to the third season. We will definitely be drafting one of those receivers in this upcoming draft class, and all will be great. And I think in this third year, a Super Bowl will be coming to Philly. So $94 million in cap space to spend. Hopefully a good free agency class. And then obviously we get to add a wide receiver on top of what we have going on right now. So Jordan Hicks, hopefully we can also address some of these needs we needed with middle linebacker and wide receiver this time around. So we'll keep one of the linebackers we have. Ronald Darby, we will go ahead and re-sign as well. I'd like to keep him here. Darby will be back. And then Nick Needham, Nelson Aguilar, who's, I mean, he's not the star dev, but I just don't want him to be our wide receiver 2 again. That needs to change. So we'll bring him back, and then we'll bring back Jake Elliott as well. So Jake Elliott will be our kicker who remains, and boom. Okay, so that gives us $54 million to spend in free agency. So let's go see what we can do here, but I'm still looking forward to this draft by getting either Terry. I'll probably try to draft A.J. Brown if I can, but I did get Terry in another video recently that you guys won't see for a while, but he was awesome for us. So now Jay Ajayi is up to superstar dev, which is great. We definitely need maybe a guard, but again, I really want that wide receiver finally. Ertz is up to the superstar X Factor. We definitely need another couple linebackers on defense, so let's go see what's available to us in free agency. The 2 offers in free agency for me again with Nate Solder and Mark Barron, so let's see if we can get both these guys added to the team, and we will get both of them. So Solder's going to move to inside to start over Isaac Samalo, and that will look good. And then we can go to the draft, and I'm kind of hoping to draft a pass rusher and a wide receiver, and that would be great. So Solder is going to move to left guard, as I mentioned. Your O-line will be complete. We get our wide receiver in this upcoming draft, whether it's Terry, A.J. Brown, DK Metcalf, or Debo. I don't care. Either one. All would be great. So we'll move to left guard here, Nate Solder. And then we need a pass rusher as well to add to this defense. So hopefully we can find elite one. Or I wouldn't be opposed to trading for it either if we can't find one. So let's go into draft, and let's see what wide receiver we get in round 1. Picking at 28th overall, hopefully one of those receivers falls into our lap. I imagine at least one of them will. So Marquise Brown goes early, which is interesting. Debo goes as well. So it looks like we have our pick of either AJ, DK, or Terry McLaurin. So obviously one of those guys will be coming over here, I would imagine. We could also take JJ Arcega-Whiteside instead, who ended up being, I think, an Eagle at one point. I don't know. They may have drafted him as well. But we also have Johnson, Dylan Mitchell. Man, this draft class is trying to sway us a totally different direction. So again, I'll obviously be looking at AJ Brown, DK, and Terry McLaurin. So AJ Brown obviously ended up being an Eagle in real life, so part of me wants to bring him in again here, which would be fun. We could change it up, but him and Alshon would be a ton of fun. Let's look at DK as well. I know Terry's the one with elite speed, which is why DK is great. I did get Terry in a recent video, so I think I'm going to ultimately still take AJ Brown, though, since he obviously ended up being the real, he ends up in Philly in real life anyway. So let's just do it again. So AJ Brown, welcome to Philadelphia. Going to be our first round pick. He's going to be 15 true value, drafted at 28. So we'll take that. Now for round 2, we need our pass rusher here. So let's go see who that might be. Rashawn Gary went early. I noticed that. That would have been perfect for us, but let's see what else we got. And if we don't like anything here, I'm trading for a pass rusher. All right. So we have Mullen. We have Bobby Okereke, Will Harris, Ramont Jones, Ferguson, Josh Oliver, Winovich. I think I might call an audible here and trade for the pass rusher instead, because I really want to add someone like very legit, and I don't see that here in this draft. Be aggressive, and let's make a trade. The, I guess... why is his name escaping me? Regardless, we're gonna make this trade, and I'm gonna think of his name while I'm looking for them. I was thinking of Howie Roseman, obviously. I don't know why his name was escaping me, but I'm gonna try to get Danielle Hunter here, so that's not gonna be quite enough. What if I throw my first on top of it? But Danielle Hunter is 24 years old, And we get him to Neil Hunter. So Neil Hunter will be the pass rusher we added to this team. We go all in, but that was the goal. So Neil Hunter, welcome to Eagles. We'll move him, obviously. Oh, I just saw Terry to the Cowboys. Oh, that absolutely disgusts me. But all right, let's go ahead and take a look at the lineup going into year number 3. Let's go take a look at this lineup going into season number 3. And this is what we got going on. So AJ Brown is a 75 overall out of the gate, but obviously we're going to have him start at that wide receiver 2 spot. And your O-line's looking good. Jay Ajayi up to superstar dev. And then on the defense side of the football, obviously we added Danielle Hunter that we need to move to right outside linebacker or left outside, whatever we just want to do. But that is where we want him to play in this defensive scheme. So hoping Danielle Hunter can make immediate impact for us because we could truly need it right now. Add some more sacks to this defense. That's exactly what we kind of are looking for. And he will fit really good right there. So we'll take that. All right. I will see you guys at the end of this season. Things have gone well up to this point, but it's finally time. Whoops, I put AJ Brown back in his spot, but we're going to fix that again, and I'll see you guys at the end of year number 3. So at the end of this season, we finish up at 13-4. This time we do not secure the bye second seed as the Rams won it as the first seed. So let's go take a look at the stats. So offensively, second in the NFL, which is what we want to see, and hopefully AJ Brown made an impact immediately. And defensively, we were second as well. 37-10 from Carson Wentz. You had 19 touchdowns and Jay with 1,000 on top of that. And then you had A.J. Brown immediately coming out of the gates. 18 touchdowns, 1,049 yards, which is what we wanted. So A.J. Brown, thank you for that. Only star dev. I imagine that superstar in the offseason wearing number 7. Interesting. Okay, and then let's take a look to see what kind of impact Danielle Hunter added to the team. Yep, I like it. So Fletcher Cox with 15, 13 from Brandon Graham, and Danielle Hunter added 11 sacks, which is what we wanted. Okay. We're all in on trying to win a Super Bowl this year, so let's see if what we have done will pay off, and that is what will happen. We shall see. So we get to play the Saints in round 1, which I obviously have no idea who they're starting at quarterback, to be honest with you, but hopefully we don't need to find out. We could just beat them pretty easily. 0-0 so far until we score finally, so our defense is playing great, which is what we like, but our offense needs to play better, so we're pushing them just out of here. But they do score, and we need some points, please, Wentz. There we go, 14-10. Get the ball back with 2 minutes left. Just hang on to the football, and we win 14-10. Not a great win, but it is a win nonetheless. So who was their quarterback? It was Lamar Jackson. Wow, okay. Lamar Jackson falls short, and now we get to go to the divisional. Now we get to play the Detroit Lions again with Matthew Stafford still over there. I don't remember exactly what year the Stafford for Goff trade happened, but was it this happening already? I don't remember when it actually happened, but we have good field position, and I would love to have seen a score right there, but we'll score right here, 14-10. They respond right back. We will, we tie it, 17-17. We get the ball back here. Okay, 46 seconds left. We just need to get ourselves in field goal range, so I think I can do that, so we'll see if we can make that happen. We got all the weapons in the world. We just need to get ourselves in field goal range. Seems simple enough. We're going to get this ball to A.J. Brown, and he is going to have a nice play downfield. We're gonna go no huddle here, keep this clock moving, and let's go middle, high, low. And we're wasting way too much time. Actually, we need a completion on this one if we're gonna. Okay, so I'm gonna, you know what, oh my gosh, that was a great throw by Carson Wentz. That was not what I expected to do right there, but it worked out nonetheless, and we're moving on to the NFC Championship. Honestly, I was just looking for something, and then I saw nothing, and then I'm glad I scrambled to that side because I was like, wow, they left Alshon wide open. And now we're moving on to the NFC Championship. And now we get to play our fellow division rival, the Dallas Cowboys, here on the biggest stage. Carson Wentz versus Dak Prescott. I also remember how much these two used to be compared with one another. And we're down 7-0 to start things off. We will tie it, though. And now it's 7-7. Okay, and they will take the lead 14-7 before half is over. And they could double dip here, and they do. So we need a touchdown and a stop badly. We get a stop. Can we go tie it? Yes, we can. 21-21, but they will kick, or they'll score with 41 seconds remaining. So we need a absolute miracle. So let's see if we can't do that same thing we just did against the Lions. I doubt it, but you never know. The play might break down again. I honestly have to hope it does because we need a very quick score. Yeah, no, we're not going to get that lucky. So I had to throw this away because if I take a sack, we are in trouble. So, but that is kind of what I'm looking for. We need a big play because even a field goal doesn't help us right now. So we have the guys that can stretch the field. It's just a matter of getting someone over the top. So we'll see if they leave anybody open eventually. They're going to bring some pressure here. So I'm going to leave A.J. Brown with a chance. Nice play by the defender, but I had to get rid of that very quickly. So, all right. Well, we are in trouble. We are in trouble. I will just say that. I'm not afraid to admit that, but here goes nothing. Just need some time. I think Alshon is going to get oh my gosh, man. He had a chance at it. Maybe I threw it earlier and that's an opportunity, but we'll never know. Okay. We need a miracle because we need a first down and then we need to stop the clock. I mean, does Aguilar, oh my gosh. Can we spike it in time though? Can we spike it in time? Yes, we can. Okay, there's 4 seconds. We have another play. We have another play. Okay, we still have an opportunity at this. That's all you can ask for, right? So, I did not think that was going to get over the top right there, but let's just go verticals. I think that's the best thing we can possibly do right now and hope Zach Ertz gets open in the middle or something along the lines of that. Okay. Buy me some time, O-line. That's all I'm asking for. They left him wide open. Aguilar, he hangs on. Aguilar hangs on, and we have a chance to win the game. We have a chance. I'm going for 2. Aguilar has been the hero. Let's do it. Oh, whoops, that's not what I want. Let's go for 2. Okay. I just need stick. That's all I'm looking for at this point. Spacing switch. I don't think I see stick in this playbook, unfortunately. All right. Wide trail with no clock remaining. This is to go to the Super Bowl. I'm going to run it. We're going to run this ball down the middle. Why is the camera angle like that? I have no idea, but it worked out. And just like that, we are going to beat the Dallas Cowboys with no time remaining. 2 miraculous plays to keep us alive. And now we're headed to the Super Bowl. Shout out to Nelson Aguilar, man. He was the hero right there. We're rewriting the narrative on Aguilar, which is great. And now for the Super Bowl as we get to play the Los Angeles Chargers. So Eagles, Chargers here in the Super Bowl. And we're up 7-0 to start things off, but they tied up very quickly. And the Chargers have already won in this video, so they're definitely a good team to deal with. And I've noticed every throwback roster I do with the Chargers, they seem to be really good. So maybe I need to start using the Chargers playbook, as we are in deep trouble right now. So there's 2 minutes and 58 seconds left. So we do have all 3 timeouts still at our disposal, which is good. But we need to score and then hope to see the ball again, which is not going to be the easiest thing to do, but we'll give it our best shot. So let's see. They're going to leave Ertz thankfully open. Can I split? No, not quite. I was about to say, can I split them and just go down the middle and score extremely quickly? But not going to get that lucky, unfortunately. Okay, so now I want to try to continue to move this ball downfield. We're going to go Alshon on a deep. Let's see if they just leave like... I'm going to give Alshon a chance, one-on-one. Alshon, you got this. He makes the catch. Wow, what a catch, honestly. Okay, so can we get this snapped off before the 2-minute warning? No, we're going to flip it on accident. Okay, so Wentz is activated, but we just need to score really quickly and hope our defense gets us a stop. And we have all 3 timeouts to work with it, so let's see what happens. A.J. Brown's on an interesting route here, but let's see who gets open. Ertz is there. No, he's not. No, he's not. That was a bad read by me. I thought he was going to be there. Unfortunately, that was not a good throw. I will be the first to admit. So, no longer activated, which makes sense after that throw. Okay, Alshon Jeffrey. I think he's going to be there over the top. And he makes the play. Alshon, you stud. Okay. Defense, I need you to get the stop. He throws the ball at the defender, too. That's disrespectful. Okay. Prayers up. We get the stop on defense. And we don't. So, we're going to lose in the Super Bowl. So, unfortunately, I will not fulfill the prophecy of the Eagles winning the Super Bowl again. I will lose. We lose 3 times in a row in the playoffs and never get there. So, maybe it's better off that Foles ended up starting in the Super Bowl. Who knows? But thank y'all for watching. I'm going to end it off there. We don't always win every single time. Got to the Super Bowl and unfortunately fell short. So, I'll see you on the next one. This is Crushables. And peace.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.